There's no progress made in the last few decades, so there's a possibility. But then, rocket science is very hard science. So you are not only a chief executive officer, but also chief technology officer. So your college degrees from business and physics. You only spent 3 days in a PhD program. So my guess is that, I'm pretty sure you're self-taught. You learned all these hard science engineering, computer programming, physics, and all others by yourself, engineering. How did you do that? Tell us, a student, that you can do that without going through the formal programs, basically.
Oh, sure. You can learn much faster than the formal programs.
You can learn faster than formal programs. Tell us, share some secrets with us. How can you do that?
Books.
Huh? Read a lot of books.
Read a lot of books and talk to a lot of people.
You can become a rocket scientist by reading books without...
Well, and experimenting, of course. I mean, experiments and books. You need to, because sometimes the things in the books are not correct.
Okay.
But that's basically how it works. I mean, you can learn things very quickly if you just read the books. I mean, information is all there.
You just pick up the books, you learn and become an expert in this hard science engineering area. You could do that.
Yeah. I mean, at the risk of sounding like a robot, your data rate in reading books is much faster than in a lecture. You can read information far, far faster than you can hear it. So then it's much faster to read.
Well, I'm a little bit worried we'll be out of a job now if that's the case. But Professor Zhu, that we teach many physics courses here, right, for physics majors. You probably have some questions here that about what courses there.
Yeah, I think junior students can self-study physics. But anyway, the physics is based on experiments, and in particular for the engineering, hard technology is also should to do some experiments, even to do some machine in the factory. How can you get such a real experience from self-study? And I have another question about what kind of physics course do you like most? Which physics course do you think most helpful for your company, for your creative thinking, for your so wonderful companies?
Sure. Actually, the fundamentals of physics that's what's most helpful. The very framework of how to think about physics is by far the most helpful. And to sort of understand how did the first scientists learn anything, and how did they change the way that they learned things? How did they change their framework of analysis over time as they learned that one mode was better than another? This is extremely helpful to know. So honestly, it's like Physics 101 is like if people really pay attention to Physics 101, that's the most valuable. And then, I thought quantum mechanics was really interesting too. It's amazing that quantum mechanics is true. It's still hard to believe, really.
So I'm thinking that to put quantum mechanics as a required course for School of Economics and Management students in the future. So
it's a hard one, I have to tell you.
It's a hard one?
Oh, yeah.
Which part is hard? Is mathematics part or principles part? Or which part is hard for quantum mechanics? It's counterintuitive.
It's extremely counterintuitive. So that you can't just use the way that you normally would think about the way that reality works, which you can in many other areas. So because you just don't have, your intuition is not a good guide, that makes quantum mechanics quite difficult. It also combines quite a lot of advanced math and statistics at the same time. So if you're very good at statistics, then quantum mechanics would really help. Yeah.
Okay, I did statistics.
Yeah.
So
I think statistics is quite hard too.
You like statistics?
Absolutely, yes. Statistics is very interesting. Very
interesting.
I think everyone should learn statistics too.
Everyone should learn.
Yeah, very important. Because otherwise you can get tricked too easily by these things. As you know, there's that famous saying, I'm not sure who it was, maybe Churchill or somebody said, there are lies, there are damn lies, and then there are statistics.
That's right. There are 3 types of lies.
Yeah.
Did Churchill say this?
I think it was, maybe, I'm certain.
Huh?
Disraeli
said that.
Disraeli, okay.
Now, your name's very closely associated with Tesla Motors, because Tesla is a public company, SpaceX is not, and also Tesla make cars that's for consumer markets, so it's very natural that people know you through the Tesla cars. Now, I know that there are many car makers are making electric cars. You have a Nissan Leaf, you have a GM Chevrolet Bolt, you have Ford Focus. I mentioned these 3 because the 3 CEOs of these companies are on my advisory board. But none of them are here today. I will be there tomorrow. So there are a lot of competition here. Everybody knows that EV or electric cars is the way to go. Now, I know that you are different. You are not from Detroit. Your Tesla is located in the Silicon Valley, and it's a very different type of company, different type of philosophy, etc. So what makes you think that you have the advantage over those traditional car manufacturers or some potential entrants from other Silicon Valley companies? I don't want to name, but there are many there. So tell us about your idea about the Tesla cars.
Well, sure. Well, I mean, similar to SpaceX, I thought the chances of success of Tesla in the beginning were extremely low. I mean, the history of car company startups in the United States, or probably elsewhere too, is not a very good one. There's a large graveyard filled with attempted car company startups. And in fact, in the history of the U.S. automotive industry, thus far, only Tesla and Ford have not gone bankrupt.
Only Tesla and Ford?
Yeah, everyone else is like...
You studied the history of that?
Yeah, they're all, yeah.